Hello everyone, Richard Holt here, and I'm proud to be this year's Pillar of Strength Luncheon Chair. I'm here with Charlie Weldon, President and CEO of Family Houston. Today we'll be celebrating pillars in our community, including our honoree, Jamie Roots, for his leadership in Houston's nonprofit community. We'll celebrate Family Houston services, which support the most vulnerable individuals and families in our community. And most importantly, we will celebrate Family Houston's clients themselves, who are working to flourish and create stability in their lives. Speaking of clients, we are coming to you straight from the Family Houston intake office. Right here is where all the work begins.
That's right, Richard. The 3 words, I need help, can be the hardest 3 words to say. This year has been one of the most difficult our community has ever faced. At Family Houston, we recognize that the minute a client calls for an appointment, they just jumped over one of the toughest hurdles toward recovery. They are brave to seek help. The team behind us are helping clients schedule appointments right now for Family Houston's programs, addressing basic needs, mental health, and financial strength, which you will learn more about throughout this event.
That's wonderful, Charlie. For those of you who are new in the audience and just now learning about Family Houston, thank you for joining us today. Now, I'd like to take you on a virtual journey with me for a minute. Can you remember a time when you struggled financially to pay the light bill, pay rent or your monthly mortgage? Maybe you had financial struggles rebuilding after a natural disaster. Have you had to choose between buying food or paying for a medical emergency? Was there ever a time in your life where you emotionally exhausted, struggling with homeschooling, relationship problems, COVID anxiety challenges, or you found yourself very depressed? Maybe this time in your life was decades ago. Maybe it was last month, last week, or even this morning. Some might be thinking that this wasn't me, but I know someone who has struggled with these issues. That someone you know could be a family member, a neighbor, a coworker, or even an employee. Some of us have support systems to help us through difficult times, but many of us do not. For those in need of support, Family Houston is here to help.
Beautifully said, Richard. That's what makes Family Houston so special. We all can relate to needing someone, family or friends, to lean on. That is what Family Houston was founded on. After experiencing a series of local disasters, a group of Houston's leaders felt compelled to help those who were suffering more than many in the community. The result? The creation of Family Houston in 1904. Our mission became to create a stronger community for tomorrow by helping individuals and families meet the challenges they face today. Throughout the years, we have continued to step in as we face community-wide disasters, as well as the personal crisis so many of our neighbors face every day. We offer assistance through our 3 core pillars: basic needs case management, mental health counseling, and financial and employment coaching. Our clients work hard to better their lives. I'd like to introduce you to one of our clients. We are proud to share this story and show you firsthand how Family Houston is impacting lives.
Family Houston counseling sessions have helped me to confront past childhood traumas and also traumas experienced as an adult. I am now healing and learning to live in the present moment. Thanks, Family Houston.
Family counseling has been amazing for me and my parents, actually as an adult, because now that I'm a single mother with my son, and I've been newly diagnosed with several mental illnesses that they don't understand, it has been amazing to go to Pierre for family counseling so he can help enlighten them as to what my struggles are and help them understand so they can better help me and assist me with my son.
Through Family Houston, I was able to create a resume, find a job, and also improve my financial skills with creating a budget despite the pandemic, and I'm very grateful for that.
I worked with a Family Houston counselor in order to help me hone skills to communicate better with my family and friends, as well as develop better relationships, and helped with parenting skills.
I am a client of Family Houston. I have learned quite a bit since joining Family Houston as a client. So I'm moving up in the world just bit by bit, baby steps. My encouragement to you is Seek out Family Houston. They can help you in areas you may not know you need help in. It's always good to get a helping hand and a hand up, not a hand out. Thank you.
My name is Rochelle Johnson, and I am a proud client of Family Houston. I came to Family Houston because I lost my job after 20 years of service due to the pandemic. And I was just devastated because I've never been without money. And for the first time, I had to ask for help. It was pretty hard for me because I didn't know where to go because I've always been self-sufficient. I had plenty of money when I was working, but due to poor management, I kind of squandered over my money, and then it left me dry. I didn't know I was going to be laid off. I didn't prepare for the future. I didn't know how to budget. I was just out of control. But thank God for Family Houston. The program is excellent. It teaches you how to manage your resources. It teaches you about credit, how to budget. And I am just so elated that now I can really sit down and manage the little money that I have and don't spend it all. The staff is wonderful. They don't make you feel bad. And I am just so proud to be a Family Houston client.
I'm really thankful for the work that they offer for me. Family Houston has allowed me to work through my anxiety and depression, as well as given me the strength, feedback, and information to really handle my day-to-day, handle my work, as well as work with my family better.
What you just saw is why I'm passionate about Family Houston and proud to be the current board chair. Family Houston's counselors and coaches blend expertise and caring to create a welcoming, comfortable space where clients can be open about their struggles with basic needs, mental health, or financial stability. I'm standing in Family Houston's play therapy room filled with toys and games. It's truly a joyful space. Here, Family Houston counselors guide children as they learn to identify complex feelings. Children spend time in this room coming to terms with trauma and loss and understanding that they can build upon their experiences to create strength and confidence. They develop coping and interpersonal skills. In fact, last year, 78% of the children in our counseling program were behaving well at school, a hallmark of a child's well-being and a critical component for their future success. Family Houston's clients succeed in all areas. They learn budgeting skills from our financial coaches, and as a result, 74% of our clients increased their disposable income last year, which is an amazing feat. 72% of clients who worked with Family Houston's basic needs case managers were living in stable housing. The answers to assisting those in need are complex and multifaceted. Family Houston's clients succeed because they receive a personalized one-on-one approach. Often they don't work with just one Family Houston staff member, they work with a team. A father might come to Family Houston for help finding a job. He reveals that he is facing eviction, so his employment coach brings a Family Houston case manager into the work, ensuring basic needs are met and he can focus on the job search. Last year, Family Houston provided comprehensive individualized services like this to an astounding 5,600 Houston area households. Each one of those households includes mothers, fathers, grandparents, and children who are now able to flourish. To everyone watching this event, and to those who have donated time or money, you are a part of our mission, so thank you.
I am happy to once again be a part of Family Houston's Pillars of Strength. Houston is a community of pillars, people who care, and as we see time and time again, people who come together to support one another. As many in this community can attest, Jamie Roots is one of those people. I got to know Jamie when he first came to Houston over 20 years ago. I had just joined Reliant Energy, and he had just joined that brand new Houston Texans organization when he and I negotiated the stadium naming rights deal. And I found Jamie to be a person of great integrity and genuine concern for the community. I've gotten to know Jamie even better during his time on the board of the Greater Houston Partnership, where he served as chair a few years back and continues to lead important initiatives. Jamie's involvement with local nonprofits is also inspiring. He recently served as board chair of the United Way of Greater Houston, and for years he oversaw the activities of the Houston Texans Foundation, which has donated more than $36 million to our community. And that's a lot of good in this community. But that's not all. He has also consistently been at the forefront of disaster recovery, most recently in response to COVID-19. Jamie served as co-chair of the Greater Houston COVID-19 Recovery Fund, which enabled organizations like Family Houston and many others to serve families impacted by this pandemic. I am honored to present Jamie Roots with the 2021 Pillars of Strength Award on behalf of Family Houston.
Thank you, Bob. You have always been a tremendous champion for Houston and a terrific teammate to me. I'm grateful and humbled to receive the Pillars of Strength Award. Many of you know my passion for leadership. I believe the true nature of your leadership is revealed in times of crisis. For 117 years, Family Houston has stepped up to help people in crisis. Through Family Houston, our neighbors become leaders for themselves and for their families. Like the single mom who comes to Family Houston because she is struggling to put food on the table. She connects with resources and begins leading her children towards greater stability. A young adult battling anxiety comes to Family Houston feeling overwhelmed. Through counseling, he develops techniques to lead himself towards mental wellness and confidence. Or the low-income father who comes to Family Houston with dreams of saving for a home. Through financial coaching, he leads his children towards a more promising tomorrow. I believe in organizations like Family Houston because through them, our neighbors and our community flourish. Family Houston is a leader, a pillar, and I invite you to become a pillar as well by texting PILLARS21 to 41444.
I find myself so inspired by Family Houston's clients. They're among the bravest in our community. They have the courage to ask for help. That sentiment is shared by our special guest today, Bryan Terrell Clark. Bryan is an accomplished actor, singer, and songwriter. He can be found on screen and on stage, including appearing as George Washington in the record-breaking Broadway hit Hamilton. Like Family Houston, Bryan is committed to helping others help themselves. He sees that someone who asks for help is making themselves vulnerable. Organizations like Family Houston must meet them in that vulnerability and empower them. Bryan is particularly vocal about the impact financial education has on so many lives. He believes, as Family Houston does, that when a person is equipped with the right knowledge about finances, their goals become attainable. Their dreams can become reality. Please join me as we hear more from Bryan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sergio Leal, and I'm on the board of directors of Family Houston. It's a pleasure to be with all of you today. Today, we have a very special guest, the great Bryan Terrell Clark of Hamilton. And before I say much more, I'd like to give him the floor to introduce himself. Thank you so much for supporting Family Houston, Bryan. It's really a pleasure.
Hey, everybody. I am honored to be a guest. I love the work that Family Houston is doing. Every single person and life and community that you touch, it so replicates the values that I share as an artist and as a philanthropist. And so I'm grateful to be a part of having a relationship with this amazing organization, because it honestly is a reflection and a manifestation of, I think, the core values that I live by. And so I'm really grateful to be here.
I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's not often that I get to interact with a celebrity. So please, if I stumble or I'm a little bit nervous, cut me some slack. I'm a lawyer by training. I don't interview.
Listen, lawyers are celebrities too, to somebody.
That's not well, Bryan, I know you probably get asked this a lot.
Yeah.
But what's it like playing, George Washington on Hamilton? I mean, can you I'm sorry to, start there, but.
Yeah, it's life-changing. To be honest, it's life-changing. When I look at the work that Lin-Manuel was able to create for our industry, it really was just a reflection of his authenticity. I got a chance to study and understand what these young they were very young, what these young founding fathers were doing, trying to create this nation. And it reminds me that our nation is also very young. So as our communities are growing and as we're figuring out how to be a better citizen, a better American, we have to remind ourselves that we are a very young nation. And it's something that I really cherish, learning from studying him, his leadership, in creating something that has never been seen before. And I value that adventurous spirit, and also his desire to be an honest man, a true man, and to live by those morals and let that be reflected in the work that he's doing.
To get to your level, Broadway, Hamilton, I mean, that's not easy. How do you handle the pressure day in, day out? I mean, any tips for folks watching in the crowd?
Yeah, I'm actually learning as I'm getting older to take the pressure off of myself. There's a joy when we are young and we don't have all these responsibilities and we're not concerned about how the outside world is looking at what we're doing. We tap into an authenticity that I believe only God can give. And most of us as human beings are walking around with a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge that we don't always honor and we don't always tap into. And that's whether it was good or bad, whatever your history is. We as artists get a chance to tap into that and use it with our passion to propel a story forward. And I think all of us have that ability to affect our community and affect our families if we tap into that wealth and that resource. It's about taking things that feel insurmountable and monumental and kind of piecemealing it down to dealing with one thing at a time. A lot of times anxiety comes from this idea of the fears of the future, right? And depression comes on from holding on to regrets in the past or pain from the past, right? But there's something about being present in this moment. Like, I'm blessed to be talking to you in this moment. I've found that there's abundance. We talk about what Family Houston has to offer. This is what I mean by you reflect exactly the values that I live by. While we are in pursuit of a better life, the first thing that we have to do is learn to be grateful for where we are and what we have.
Wow, that's awesome.
So no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on politically, economically, whatever's going on in my family, I've learned to love myself. And there are tools and there is assistance. And I realize that you're never in it alone. And that's why I'm so thankful for Family Houston, because no matter what you are going through, there is someone there that not only cares, but has the tools to help usher you through tough transitions. And that's what life is all about. And that's what community is all about.
That's awesome. And you kind of segued nicely into the next question I was going to ask. But I know that you have a big focus, right, on financial stability, right? I know you were even featured in a Yahoo Finance interview, right, about this very topic. Why do you feel these services are so valuable to the community?
I've got to get really personal, right? As a person of color, we are not taught that money is a system. And like any other system, you have to learn how the system works. And so for me, what I realized is I was taught a false premise. And a lot of Black people in my community and people of color are taught this false premise. We have this crazy pressure of this idea of pulling yourself up from the bootstraps. And actually what I think is it's about imparting knowledge, because knowledge is power. Once you understand how money works, we think that, the old paradigm is you work all these years while you're able to work. You give up your time, you give up your resource, and then you will be able to rest one day and retire. Well, as the economy crashed, we learned that that is not always the case. So it's not just your time and your energy and your back-breaking labor that's supposed to provide for you to survive. It's actually understanding how to save, how to invest, where to place your money so that your money can continue to grow. And so when you learn how to look at money as a system, as opposed to just a paycheck to paycheck survival thing, you tap into a flow that shifts you from survival to thriving. And I think that most of us think that we need to be millionaires to thrive, and that's not the case. It's about changing our mindset around money.
Man, that's awesome. That was a wonderful story. But I did want to ask, obviously, the importance of mentorship and who did you have growing up that taught you this? Because I agree with you. I think this is something that, especially in the Hispanic community as well, is not taught, as kind of as it may be in other communities. And it is a disadvantage. So, but yeah, the importance of mentors, it may be a specific lesson that mentor taught you that still helps you today.
I was doing a play at the Guthrie in Minneapolis, and Angela Bassett was the lead. And she became a great mentor of mine. And when I was graduating from Yale School of Drama, I asked her, I said, as an actor, just tell me, like, what's one great piece of advice that you can, that'll help me like soar in my career. And Angela Bassett leaned forward and looked me in my eyes and she said, make sure that your income is more than your outgo. And I know that sounds like, wow, that's an epiphany, like great financial advice. Make sure you've got more income than outgo. Here's the thing. The reason why it is good advice is it's because it's a principle. Once I found out that, I'm on a stage telling the story of a guy's life who created the system of money that we still live in today, I realized, wow, money is a man-made system. It's a man-made system of exchange. As we expand, as knowledge is shared, it's imperative that we don't just give people water and bread or a fish, but we teach people how to fish. We help people understand where the water's coming from, and we teach people how to make the bread. And that is what Family Houston offers to communities. Community is so necessary. It's actually a part of why we survive as a species. Humans coming together to do this life together. It's what makes life worth living. And that's what Family Houston fosters. And I'm here for it.
Choking up over here a little bit because I agree fully. I have to ask, and if the answer is no, I totally understand. But would you be willing to sing part of a song that relates to community or strength? I mean, I got to make the ask.
Sure. We can go out on a good note. This song has been in my head for the last couple of weeks. I have a really close friend who just was nominated for a Golden Globe, Leslie Odom Jr. He played Sam Cooke in, I believe it's called One Night in Miami. It's on Amazon. Great piece. And there's a song that Sam Cooke sings that just rings in my heart. And it starts like this. It goes, I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah, a change gonna come. A change gonna come.
That's awesome, dude. That was awesome. This is cool. I'm having a blast, but I know our time is limited. I know. Thank you so much.
All
Bryan.
good. When times open up, I will jump on a plane. I promise, as soon as I can, and we will all be there to share in helping people. Right? That's worth raising a glass to. That's worth giving a toast to. So I can't wait to do that in person.
For more than a century, Family Houston has helped people overcome crises. The services we provide are crucial. By the time a client reaches out to us, they're often feeling unstable and overwhelmed. They may have lost their job, be overcome with anxiety, or face a serious financial emergency. At Family Houston, we offer a holistic approach. We resolve the immediate crisis and then guide individuals toward long-term stability. We do this by addressing basic needs, mental health, and financial stability. 1 in 4 Houston area families struggles to make ends meet. That's where Family Houston steps in. We provide financial assistance and enroll households in benefits programs. We help them leverage their existing resources so they can make ends meet and begin planning for greater stability for the future. Mental health has ripple effects. A mental health condition impacts relationships, work, school, and even physical health. Nearly 1 in 5 Texas adults suffer from a mental health condition, and as many as 1 in 6 U.S. children has a mental health disorder. But affordable mental health care is scarce. Family Houston is a solution, Our sliding fee scale makes mental health care accessible to all. In the U.S., 60% of adults don't have enough savings to cover an unplanned expense of $1,000. Family Houston helps clients gain control of their finances. Our coaches equip clients with knowledge and skills so they can make the best decision for themselves and for their futures. You see, at Family Houston, we believe that strong individuals and families are the backbone of a strong community, and a strong community is good for all of us. So our knowledgeable, caring counselors and coaches provide solutions that help people gain the stability they need to flourish. Through collaboration with our community partners, donors, and clients, we empower people to help themselves. Our outcomes show this too. Every year, we serve more than 5,000 households through our 3 pillars of service: case management, counseling, and financial stability. After working with Family Houston, more than 85% of our case management clients are living in stable housing. More than 2/3 of our counseling clients are more hopeful about their futures. And more than 70% of our clients who received financial coaching are able to increase their disposable income, allowing them to put more of their money toward long-term financial goals. At Family Houston, we treat everyone we encounter with the respect and dignity they deserve, and we acknowledge the unique journey each individual has traveled. Family Houston, serving the Houston community since 1904.
We know your time is valuable, and we are so grateful you chose to spend your day with us. Whether you're new to Family Houston or an avid supporter, we hope you learned something new today about Family Houston's valuable resources and how we are helping build up our community. Your support of Family Houston is very important to the people we serve, clients like those you heard from today. Thank you for your time and for your support. I invite you again to be a part of the solution so that we can help even more children, adults, and families. Commit today to be a pillar of strength by texting a donation to Pillars21 to 41444.
Success stories and changing lives is what happens every day at Family Houston. With the continued support of our generous donors like you, there are more and more stories like the one you heard today. We are living our mission each day. Our clients are finding stability in their lives. Our clients are thriving. Family Houston is steady as ever, here to support our community and all who are struggling as we navigate the ever-changing environment. It is our honor to partner with our staff, board, community, and you, our loyal supporters, as we all come together to make a difference. With you, Family Houston is building stronger families for a healthy Houston.